So ladies and gentlemen, this is how we took a brand new Shopify dropshipping store from $0 to $5 million in just around about 2 years. And you can see all the results on the screen. 95,000 orders have been fulfilled and we got 99,000 orders. Now I'm going to be breaking down in this video the whole strategy. So as you guys can see, I've got a Miro board that I've created for you and it breaks down the whole plan of how we were able to achieve this with this brand new Shopify dropshipping store. Now this Miro board has so much valuable information in here that's going to help you recreate all the results you can see here. So I'm going to be going in depth on how to do product research, how to build an irresistible offer, how to create good ads. Everything's going to be covered within this video. Now, I'm very well aware that this number here being $5 million can be quite terrifying for a beginner or somebody that hasn't hit $1 million yet, but I can promise you that the knowledge and the value you're going to get from this video will help you achieve your first $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, and even $1 million doing drop shipping on Shopify. Because everything that I'm going to be showing you in this Miro board will help you achieve any of those numbers I just mentioned. Now, before I break down this whole store's case study, I want you guys to smash that like button because not many other people on YouTube are willing to break down their results like I have on this video. Now, before I start breaking down the Miro board, we need to cover some analytics in Shopify. So you can see the returning customer rate is 25%. That's really important because basically, if you want a long-term successful store, it needs to have a good returning rate. The reason why most stores do not last long is because their returning rate is bad. So this helps because we've got a subscription-based business model within this store that I'll show you later. You can also see that the average order value is quite healthy, being $35, and you can also see the conversion rate is 5%. Now, anything above 2% is a very good conversion rate, especially when you're scaling at these numbers. Now, most beginners don't know this, but the more you scale, the more your metrics actually go down, like conversion rate, ROAS, all of that actually drops. A lot of the results from this store come from recharge subscriptions and gifts and bundles. And one of the apps that we used is called Rappi, and I'm going to be going over it later because it's one of the core reasons why this store did so well. Now let me break down this insane Miro board that's going to cover absolutely everything. So let's start off with winning product criteria. But before we do that, we need to talk about many beginners worry about finding an untapped product in the market with low competition. However, it's not about competition. It's about what your competition is not doing, and that's your edge. And this is one of the most important things for beginners or people that haven't made crazy money yet. Your mindset from the get-go is all wrong because you look at competition as a bad thing and you look at saturation as also a bad thing. But for example, you can take a product that's only selling in the US and take it into the EU and vice versa. So if something's done really well in the US, why not take it into a European market? Maybe they are targeting a specific audience, but they're not targeting every single angle. That's your edge. Now you got to remember, every e-commerce or dropshipping product that you sell, there is multiple angles to tap to an audience, meaning that every audience will be persuaded in different ways. And most people only do it one way, which means you've got an edge on the other ways to target that audience. Now here's an example. A product might be sold all year round by competitors, but positioning it as a holiday gift or a seasonal must-have gives you a competitive edge. What's the angle? Angles are different ways of presenting the same product, save times, reduces stress, makes you look good and feel good. So now you understand the core mindset shift at looking at competition and saturation. Now let me go over the criteria of the opportunity to look for within a winning product. I've got a huge announcement that you don't want to miss. Now don't worry, I've got nothing to sell to you. This is going to be a completely free opportunity that I can promise you don't want to miss out on. Now this huge announcement is the Ecom King Bootcamp for 2025. Now if you don't know what the bootcamp is, it's an event that I ran last year where I was mentoring 1,000 people and I gave away over $25,000 in cash prizes. Now, if we talk about the results that the students in the bootcamp got last year, this is where things get crazy. 7 of them hit $100,000 with their store, and over 100 of them hit their first $1,000 with their Shopify dropshipping stores. Now, basically, I'm going to be running the Ecom King Bootcamp again in the next coming weeks. So this is what I'm saying. You do not want to miss this out because it's going to be restricted to just 1,000 people. Now we're going to be doing cash prizes again this year, and we're going to be giving away a minimum of $25,000 divided and split it up to different winners. We're going to be dropping more in-depth video lessons this time that are going to be longer than before, so they're going to be more episodes and the duration are going to be longer. We're going to be doing weekly live calls that are going to be an hour long, so you can learn from me and you can ask your questions. Now, I want to say this again and make it very clear, it's completely free to participate inside of the bootcamp. Now, if you're serious about participating in the Ecom King bootcamp, you can join the waitlist below, or you can access the waitlist in the Ecom King vault. But what I will say is, do not sign up unless you're serious about the bootcamp. So number one is, does it solve a real problem? And the problem is, people find a product that they've never seen and start selling it without understanding what problem it solves. Find a product and ask yourself, what problem does it solve? People don't buy a product, but they buy a solution. And that is so important, guys. You're selling a solution, not a product. Here's the bad mindset most of you guys have. This LED collar looks cool, let's sell it. Now, the good mindset would be, dog owners worry about losing their pets at night. LED collar solves visibility and safety. So you've got to transition your mindset into being this problem solver for the mass consumer. Now, arguably one of the most important things in today's age for dropshipping and e-commerce is high perceived value but low cost. You should be able to find a product and sell it with a minimum of $35 in profit margin. If the product sourcing price is $24, you should be able to sell it for a minimum of $59.99. Now, the biggest thing for most beginners is, well, can I sell it for that much money? If you have this here, high perceived value, low cost, you're going to have no issues. The key is the high perceived value. If your product does not have a high perceived value, or you can't create a high perceived value for the product, then you're going to have issues. Now, the next thing is proven or rising trend. You can check the Facebook ad library to check if the product is proven. You can use Google Trends to see if there's rising demand. Has the product got multiple untapped marketing angles? Now, for beginners, it's very hard to figure this out, but you can either manually read the product problem on Amazon reviews or Reddit, so you can look at the reviews on Reddit, or you can give an AI model like Scopic AI or GenSpark or Manus and run a deep search. So you can basically send a link to the product that you want to sell and say, what are some marketing angles that have been missed? So once you use one of these AI tools, I've even given you the prompt. You're a senior consumer research analyst with 50 years of experience. And basically this prompt explains how the AI can find angles for your product that you might not already know about, or the other person selling it and making loads of money hasn't already found. So let me go over how to find a winning product. Now, the good news for you guys is I've got free methods and paid methods, but let's stick to the free methods for now. And you want to leverage the Facebook ad library. Now, if we go over to the Facebook ad library, you want to change this to all. You also want to change this to all ads. And you want to type in keywords like viral, Amazon finds, TikTok made me buy this, and you want to put it in the search bar. Now, you also want to filter this by platform, the platform being either just Facebook and Instagram. You want to filter it by English only, and you also want to filter it by active ads. Now, once you've done that, you're going to see loads of different ads popping up. Now, remember, guys, this is a free method and it is going to be hard to navigate through it because you're going to see loads of random ads and you're going to see few really good ads. But what your goal is you want to scroll through all of these till you see an e-commerce product and you want to start looking at it. So you can see now I've scrolled them and I've seen some free soul products here, which is a fuel workout product. You can see I found some luxury furniture as well. And you can see if I keep scrolling down, there's some random videos of non-related e-commerce stuff coming up, and this is why the free method is not always the best method, because you have to learn how to navigate through it. But when you start seeing ads for e-commerce or dropshipping products, that's when you want to start looking at them. Now, if you're struggling to find keywords to use for the Facebook ad library, you can come to Scopic AI and you can get this prompt here, and you can grab this prompt and you can come to Scopic AI. It's completely free to sign up. It's the best AI tool for e-commerce and dropshipping. You can come to the type bar and you can paste in that prompt and click send. This is saying that you're an expert with over 10 years of experience. I basically want a massive list of keywords to put into the Facebook ad library. And what Scopic AI will do is it will figure out what the keywords are and we can start using them for the ad library. And you can see just like that, here's 100 keywords for the Facebook ad library. And you can see it's given me all of the keywords and for different niches that I can go through and paste into the ad library to try and find different products. So that's the free version. And again, it does take some navigation and time, but if you want to use the paid version, which I actually recommend, and it is worth the extra money. Now you can come over to Winning Hunter, which is the ads library, but on steroids. Basically, it gives you everything you need without you trying to figure it out. Now, what I like to do on Winning Hunter is to use their pre-made filters like week's biggest winners, European winners, USA, dropship ads. I just use all of the filters they give me, and then I filter it by language being English and obviously the website being Shopify. And now I'm only seeing ads that are performing well. So all of these ads that I'm seeing now, you can see for yourself, guys. The revenue this ad is generated is $53,000. It spent $14,000. They wouldn't be spending that much money if they're not making money. You can see this one here, the sock. They've spent $2,000 and they've generated around about $8,000. So this is a product that I could potentially start selling. If I keep scrolling down, you can see loads and loads of other ads. Now, this is the crazy one. This ad looks like it's been done with AI, yet it's done so well. Look at this, $3,000 in revenue, $900 spent. And if I easily want to find out if I can sell this as a dropshipper, if there's a dropshipping alternative, or if it is a dropshipping product, I can use a Chrome extension called Search for AliExpress image. I can right click the image and click search. And what this does is it does a reverse search to find out whether or not this product exists. And just like that, guys, we have found the exact same product. So look how easy it was for me to find a winning product. Now, what we can also do is we can click shop now, and it takes me to their website. And you can see 6 pairs is $23.99 and 12 pairs is $27.99. So you can see just like that, guys, I was able to find a product that's already doing well. Now, the next thing that you can do to gather more data to find out if the product is a winner and what angles you can target that the competition hasn't done is you can come over to Calo Data, another variable way to find real data, and it's completely free to sign up, and I'm not affiliated with them any so how. And you can see if you come to the product section, and again, you can make a free account, you can come in and type in the name of the product. I've typed in invisible socks. Now, you want to do this with different search phrases of your product, and you can see it shows you different style of products. Now, there are these ones and these ones that are very similar to my product. Anything that is basically the same as your product, it doesn't need to look the same. If it does the same solution, it's the same product essentially. You can see there's a few products here with $5,000 in revenue in the last 30 days, $3,000, $2,000. So it gives you an idea of what's doing well on TikTok. Is your product doing well on TikTok, or is it not doing well on TikTok? Now, you can also use Calo Data to find products, guys. So I've just filtered it by sales growth rapidly. And you can see here, all of these products have generated 1.6 million, 1.8 million. So what we could do is we could go to, let's say, for example, this product here, which is a thermal brush. Now, this product's been around for so long, guys. It's one of the oldest products, and I actually used to sell this myself, and I made a case study of this product on our dropshipping store a few years ago. And you can see it's doing really, really well on TikTok. Now, if I open this up, I can see how they did well. Now, let's be honest, guys. This is an old winning product from years ago, but it's currently doing well. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because people are able to find new ways to find angles and trends to promote old products that used to do well. And this proves to you my point, guys, which is it doesn't matter about saturation or if is the product dead or not, because people like this are taking old school winners and now making money with them again. But you need to find out how they did that, and you need to see where you could take a pivot. But this is just what we call data points. We're using these websites to figure out how much data we can find on the product that we're looking into. So let me analyze what makes a good product versus a bad product when you're doing your research, just so you guys get an idea of what you should be looking for. So the first thing is a good product. Already been selling similar variations. Again, it doesn't have to be the same product. If it solves the same problem, but it's designed in a different way, it's essentially the same thing. You can see this is the product as the example. Now, the first thing is available content. There is a lot of content available on TikTok that we can learn from, because at the end of the day, guys, you need content that's available, because if it's not available, how do you know what works, and how do you know where you can find opportunity within the market? So you can see here, product is selling in Germany with native store, meaning that if no one is selling it in the top 5 English, we've got marketing gap, multiple marketing angles like quit smoking, vape replacement, breathing and relaxing, anxiety, stress relief, and money saving. You can see here, can be sold with a $35 margin easily. Check traffic with SimilarWeb. So SimilarWeb is a free Chrome extension. So when you go on websites, you can see their website traffic. So this shows positive traffic. And you can see the formula here, orders equals traffic conversion rate. So basically, you can use this formula to figure out how much money they would have made based on their traffic. And that revenue per month is a 2% conversion rate, 3 times 59.99 equals 179,000 euros. So you're working out the formula of how much those visitors would have roughly made using this formula. Now, this is a private label or custom product, but can we find a similar product? Guess what? Yes, we can. We can find a similar product, although it doesn't look the same, it solves the same problem. So that basically means we can sell it. And a lot of dropshipping beginners make the mistake of, oh, this is an e-commerce brand, there's a name on the product. Oh, it looks like a custom product. Doesn't matter, guys. If you can find something similar, just sell it. Let's go over what makes a bad product. Already selling similar variations. Now, that's technically not a bad thing. Then we've got been sold in every country. That is a bad thing. That means there's no other countries you can sell this in because all the other countries have been maxed out. Then you can see here, no winning competitor, limited marketing angles. So you've already struggled because none of these are in the equation. Not a lot of content available, so how do you know what works? How do you know how to make better variations? Then it says here, can be sold for $35, that's a good thing. Can be sourced, that's obviously a good thing. And then no winning competitors. So you're limited on the data points that you have. Remember, this is all data points. The more data points you have, the more successful you have of a chance of selling that product. So guys, that completes phase 1, and it's all about taking your time and doing some research. You don't want to rush this phase. You just want to take some time. You want to gather the data points, and then you want to make a critical judgment. And if you're overwhelmed with information, put all that information into a document and get AI to analyze the information and give you those answers. So guys, before we move on to the next part of today's video, I want to give a huge announcement to today's sponsor, which is Zendrop. Zendrop is the best dropshipping supplier for 2025. So this is why I believe Zendrop is the best dropshipping supplier. So once you've created an account on Zendrop, this is what the dashboard looks like, and they do have a free option as a plan. And once you're inside of your Zendrop dashboard, you can see here something called Find Products. Now, once you come here, you can even filter it from US or China. You can change the category, and you can even look at all the suppliers that they've partnered with, which means that all these suppliers have been vetted through the Zendrop platform. Or what you can do is if you've already got a product in mind, you can search for it in the search bar. Now, let's say as an example, I want to sell these luxury Korean style slippers. You can see the product cost here and then the shipping prices. And you can also see you can change from shipping. So you can choose the country that you want to ship to. Now, on average, if you use the Zendrop fulfillment supplier, so you can see here it's fulfilled by Zendrop, your average shipping times are going to be between 8 and 10 days. Sometimes it can be faster depending on the country that you're going to be sending them to. But as the average is between 8 and 10 days, that's absolutely amazing, especially using the dropshipping method. Now, you can get even faster shipping times if you use one of the products that is by Amazon products. So you can see here by Amazon products by Zendrop, but if you use the one that says Amazon, you can get it up to 2 to 3 days, which is mind-blowing. Now, before I talk about the different plans that they offer, the reason why I love Zendrop so much is because it's an American company, which means you're not going to have any language barrier issues. They understand returns, and their return policy is amazing, which most Chinese suppliers won't give you. So all over, the company is solid and they understand Western culture. Now, if we do quickly look at the different plans that they do have a free option here where you get access to all the products and 24-hour support. Then they have the Pro plan where you get loads of other cool features. And as you guys can see here, I'm on the Plus plan. Now, if you use my exclusive link in the description, you're going to get these plans for even cheaper and you're going to get extra benefits. So you can see here, this is my exclusive link, and what you're going to get, guys, is a 7-day trial, 50% off for your first 3 months, which means it's going to be $39.99 instead of $79.99. You're going to get automatic fulfillment and hands-off for deliveries. You're also going to get $39 in order credit. So if you've got orders worth $30, they're going to be free because you've got $39 in credits. With that being said, guys, let's get back into the video. This is where AI excels. Humans are very emotional things and AI isn't. It's more about logic and logistics. So let AI figure out if you're getting overwhelmed. Another good example of this is Scopic AI has winning products within their own database, and they purely only use AI technology to figure out all the information. So for example, you've got this scalp massager shampoo brush here, gives you the selling price, the net cost. It gives you the AI recommendations, risk assessment, even shows you what the projected future of this product's going to be. It tells you how many Facebook ads there are, 41, shows you how many TikTok ads there are. So it figures it all out for you. And then if you scroll down, you're going to see all the marketing intelligence, like the different ways to promote the product. But the most important thing is it says here, recommendation, launch now. These products get analyzed every day using AI. So you can see today it says launch now. So this is saying that you should launch this product now and start selling it because all the signs out there are pointing towards the product doing well. You can see the recommendation for this product is to wait because it isn't quite yet ripe. It's like a banana, it needs to ripe, or fruit, it needs to ripe. AI tries to predict when to start selling these products based on seasonality and stuff like that. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is because it's the same thing for what I said to you guys in phase one. If you've gathered all this information and you're not sure what to do, get AI to analyze all the information you found and get it to give you the judgment. Should I start selling this product? It will tell you whether or not you should based on logic, not your emotions. So now we've got phase one out of the way, guys. Let's move on to how to identify marketing gaps and understand your audience. This is where beginners completely miss, and this is why they never make money because they don't get this done correctly. Phase two is know your market, identify gaps and understand your audience, build the right landing page for them because remember, you're their hero to their journey. Remember the hero's journey. That's essentially the key to success. So number one is understanding the country you're selling into because depending on what country you sell into will drastically depend on how to sell the product. Not every country is the same. There are different cultures, different barriers such as language and payment methods. An example is if you're selling in the EU, not everyone will convert with English website or ads. Translate your store for every country you're selling into. Now, I'm going to give you two options to do this. The free option is to use ChatGPT or DeepL, which is basically human-sounding AI translations. So basically, you can give it your whole website and it will translate it and then you can redo it. Or you can use the paid Shopify method, which I always use, which is here, guys. It's called Translate Language Translator. It automatically does it for you. Makes life a lot easier, so I would actually recommend you do it that way. If you are looking to save a bit of cash, then obviously use the AI other methods, but there's no guarantees they're going to be perfect, and that could damage your conversion rate. Now, the next thing that I want to go over is not every country will pay with their debit card. Germany trusts PayPal a lot. Australia trusts PayPal a lot. Sweden customers love Klarna, which is buy now, pay later. So there's a lot of European countries that prefer buy now, pay later using Klarna, Afterpay. So different countries prefer different options. Again, some countries love PayPal. So if you don't have it on your website, your conversion is drastically going to get hurt. Now in the US, PayPal's not that big and that important. You can get away with not using it. As long as customers can pay using debit or credit card, they really don't care. But in Europe, they can be a little bit more fussier. And in Europe, some countries prefer cash on delivery. Italy is an example. I don't sell to Italy because I know they only like cash on delivery. Now you've got 3 ways to make native ads. So if you're selling in the German market and you need to make a native ad, here's an example. Let's go over the cheap option. Use DeepL or ChatGPT to turn your voiceover into native language. Use 11 Labs to create the voiceover and then use CapCut to edit. Now the mid-tier paid option is to use HiGen. It's $29 a month. I use HiGen all the time and I'm spending like $200 a month with them, but I think it's one of the best AI softwares out there for video creation and translation. Now the higher tier is to use Fiverr creators or pay influencers. Benefit is influencers can request them to post on the social media pages for additional cost and you'll receive organic traffic. Now, the best websites to find influencers is Collabstar, guys. It's one of the oldest ones that I've been using for years and years on this channel, and it's completely free to use, but you can find some really good influencers. Now, going back to phase 2 again and knowing your market and identifying gaps and understanding your audience, this is where you really want to leverage the power of AI to help you do this. So once you know what you're selling and the market you want to sell in and the gap that you potentially want to take advantage of, you then want to say to the AI, this is what I'm working with. What is the best way to optimize and navigate this? AI will find out more efficiently than you will. Now, the important part is you need to understand this. So when AI gives you the answers, don't just be like, yeah, I've got the answers, we're good. You actually need to sit there and read it and be like, yeah, I actually understand what it's saying to me. And if you don't understand, you need to prompt and say, can you explain it to me a little bit easier so I can understand? You cannot get information from AI and be like, well, I don't understand it, but AI does, so I'm okay. No. You cannot do that, guys. Remember, AI is a very powerful tool and we use it all the time, but you've got to understand that you are smarter than AI. AI can never be smarter than you. In terms of, yes, logically, AI is smarter than you, but you have to always work like that because if you let AI rule you and you just listen to it all the time, eventually you're going to get bitten, and I don't want you guys to fall for that. Phase 2 can be optimized very efficiently using AI, so really do recommend using it. Now, one of the best AI examples of this is by using Scopic AI and using their workflow feature. So basically, if I want to speak to AI and I want it to know everything about my product so that every answer it gives me or the quality of answers it gives me are the best, having this is a no-brainer. So basically how it works is I've got to fill out a research document, which is very basic: product category beauty, target market women, currency being US dollars, market being United States. Is it a physical product? What's your pricing range? And once you've done that, you can click save. And then what I can do is I can actually connect my store to this. So I've actually connected my store to this. So if I go over to the foundations and the Shopify, you can see I've connected my Shopify store and you can see it's got my products in here. So I've selected the LED mask. And if I go over to the chat section, you can see now the responses it's given me or the recommendations it's given me is everything about my product. So it literally knows what my product is. So because this chat's been optimized now, because it's been connected to my Shopify store and it's got some other information, I've given it this prompt, which is what is my market, identify the gap, understand the audience, and build the right landing page. So as soon as I send it this message, it's going to go through all the connected assets and it's going to give me a really good response. So you can see here, it's giving me that response of what my audience is and understanding the audience and their problems. And again, guys, the more you put inside of these documents, like the avatar, the offer, the beliefs, the better the responses that I'm going to get. And you can see here some of the follow-up questions that it's given me. What specific features of your LED face mask should I highlight in my landing page? So you can see that I get smart suggestions as I ask Scopic AI even more questions. Now let me go over product page examples or landing page examples. This is so important now, guys, so let's break it down. So why is it important to understand your product before you make a landing page? Messaging and positioning. If you don't fully understand the product, you won't know which pain points to solve or what benefits to highlight. Example, if you're selling a heated blanket, the main angle could be comfort, saving on bills, or portable convenience. Your landing page or headline copy and visuals will look totally different depending on which angle you should push. And remember, you can do A/B testing on the different angles that you're trying. So you can always A/B test whichever ones you think are going to work. Audience and targeting. A landing page designed without knowing who the product is for will convert poorly. Example, a dog harness. Pet parents care about safety and comfort, but if you highlight fashion or wow factor, it won't hit the main trigger. The offer structure should be knowing the product will help decide whether to bundle or upsell or frame it as a problem solver. Example could be an armitheri necklace. You could sell it as one unit, quit smoking tool, or 3 flavor bundles, save money. Pretty much get free money every month. So you can basically selling on a subscription service, which is what I said to you guys at the start. Subscription services and getting them integrated into your store is really critical, especially later down the line when you're going to scale quite aggressively. Now you might be wondering, well, how can I split test landing pages? Now you've got a few options. You can use an app where it will create a different landing page for your different offer, or you can simply just duplicate your landing page, but every duplicate landing page you create, you just change the angle and then you run ads to the different page. Every page has a different URL. So basically you've duplicated your landing page for different angles so that when you run ads, obviously the URL is going to be different because you've changed the page. Then you've got trust and objections. Every product has common doubts. Does it really work? Is it safe? Why is it better than alternatives? If you know the product deeply, you can address these in the landing page and in the FAQs and guarantees. Now let me give you some examples of landing pages and why they're doing well. So I'm going to give you guys some examples so you know what to look for. So let's go over the quiz funnel landing page. Now, these quiz funnel landing pages have become very popular within e-commerce because sometimes you need to know who your audience is. So you can see here it says, what describes you best? Athlete, coach, trainer, physical therapist, fitness enthusiast, or other. Now, why are they asking that? It feels personal, not generic. Instead of just showing a product catalog, they ask questions about you. What is your role? So it feels like they're trying to get to know you. Instead of you just going to a generic landing page and feeling like somebody else about to buy a product, it feels like the person actually cares about you behind the website. Then it says your recommended product. So depending on what you filled in on the quiz, it recommends a different product. They use urgency cues, strike through prices on the result page, showing you getting a deal, low friction, fun experience. It's just a handle of easy multiple choice questions with large mobile friendly buttons, and the quiz takes under 2 minutes. Now there are loads of apps that you can use to do this. I'll leave them all linked in the tools section and the resource section of the video once we hit 1,000 likes. Now, once you click learn more on the product that you're interested in, it then opens up the full dedicated landing page that we're all used to. So you can see this is the landing page here. Now, this is super important. They have a clear value proposition at the top. Bundle and headline. You can see here they go over the bundle and headline. The trust badge is right under the call to action, a strong call to action, a game-changing platform headline, an innovative app, revolutionizing methodology. They've also got lifestyle shots, app screenshots, dark and blue colors. They've got shipping and return, payment section. So I'm breaking down their landing page for you guys so you can read this yourself. But if we go back over to the landing page, you can see this is how they're doing it. They've got the strong guarantees, 40-day money-back guarantee, 1-year warranty. They've got the monthly pro subscription option. They've got all the apps and the revolutionary technology. They've got the pro membership explained. So I'm breaking down their funnel so you know how it works. Now, to the average person or beginner, you're not understanding what makes this funnel so important. And that's why it's important to read this, because you're going to learn what makes that funnel so special. So guys, the next type of landing page you've got is an advertorial landing page. This is probably one of the best type of landing pages right now that I've been seeing. So if we break this down, you've got a long form story. This page is presented as a journalistic article rather than a sales page. It opens with a trusted, recommended by world leading dermatologist banner and a headline promising top tier doctors. Then the article says that Sarah Mitchell's personal hair loss story is included and how she was misdiagnosed by a doctor, and this is an emotional narrative that draws readers in. Now, the reason why advertorials are so powerful, guys, is because what I just mentioned before. They don't look like ads, they look more like an article and an educational post, but in reality, they're just a sales funnel. Now, if we look at the next part of the funnel, you can see here, this is the next stage. Now, the copy explains how DHT strengthens hair follicles and points out the cities in the journal of the dermatologist that builds credibility. And you can see they've got a call to action here which says check availability. This is powerful by saying check availability instead of buy now, because it's like, well, it might not even be available. Because if you just put buy now, people are going to know it's readily available. But if you say check availability, you're going to feel smart if you're able to get it, because you feel like, oh wow, I was able to get it where other people can't. And then the next part is introducing the product. It says buy two, get two free. This is the climax, introduces the Hair Helper Strong Spray as the product solves the problem is doing 3 necessary steps: DHT, opening blood flow, and moisturizing roots. And then we've got a social proof image. This is the before and this is the after. So if we go back over this again, guys, it's very simple why this converts. Number one, it starts off like an article that seems interesting, and there's a controversial thing. The controversial thing is the doctor misdiagnosed the patient. That is quite controversial. And then it gives you some education explaining how hair growth works. And then they go over the offer, social proof, and then again, they try and sell it to you. So guys, this is more like the traditional style landing page that most dropshippers and e-commerce people use, and there's nothing wrong with it, guys. It still converts insanely well today. And you can see this is for a beauty product, and you can see here they've got a strong intro, which is basically introducing the product. They're using some really nice colors, some really nice icons. So they're going off the visual pleasing side of things, which works really, really well. They're using really good lifestyle images, infographics. Again, if you're going down the style of the basic landing page, you have to be doing this extremely well, which is a good call to action, really nice icons, good colors and branding, good lifestyle images, and really good infographics. If you don't do all of this, you're going to struggle doing these styles of landing pages. Now, like I said to you guys again, they use strong visuals. The hero image shows someone using the serum, and the page is filled with before and after photos. They've got a clear, simple promise right at the top. The page tells you what the product does. Then they go over the trust with the review badges displaying high-star reviews from other customers. Now, this is the most important part, guys, and this is where we make loads of money with our stores and with the store that I just showed you, which is the buy one, get something free, or the bundles. These are where you make the crazy money. You can see here, it says buy one for $28, buy one, get two with 50% off. Then it shows the most popular option, which is buy two and get four. And you can see you get a free magic curler and a free serum infused mascara. So this is the one that they're trying to get you to buy. Now, there's a reason why they're trying to get you to buy this bundle. Why is that? Because you've got to remember what they're upselling you is free options like the magic curler and the serum. The magic curler cost them no more than $3. The serum infused mascara doesn't cost them any more than $4. So combine that, they're working with about $8. Now look at the difference in price. Because they're going to be buying it for around about £57, they're extracting an extra $10 to $15 from you going for this option than it is for the basic option, because guess what? They're going to make more money even if they give you those 2 free gifts, because the margins on them, but the perceived value. So they make an extra $18 to $20 just giving you that perceived value, because the costs of those goods are not that expensive. But for the basic consumer, they're going to think, wow, I get more value here than I do here, because they're going to look at this and think I get 2 extra products. So they're going to assume straight away that's the better offer. And because it says the most popular sticker on it, other people are very easy to be like, oh, that must be the best option. But in reality, it's not, because you're still paying a premium for this product. Now, just to prove that this converts insanely well, you can see I'm on Rappi, and Rappi is the app that we use for this. And you can see that we generated an extra $20,000 just by using the Rappi bundles. So you can go and download Rappi from the App Store or using my link in the description to get the best deal on Rappi. They do have a free trial, by the way, but Rappi is a no-brainer if you want to make serious average order value. Now, setting up Rappi bundles is insanely easy, and this is why it's my favorite app for this. Is once you've downloaded the app, you go to where it says create a new bundle. It gives you the different bundle types and designs, so you don't even need to figure this out. You can see all the different designs here and the different combos that work. So you've got the build from scratch, you've got the bundle with color swatch, you've got the buy X and get free gift orders, you've got the combo bundle, you've got the bundle free gift, and you've got the bundle upsell. Now, obviously, this is the most popular option, so you just click choose, and then you call the bundle name whatever you want. Then you can choose the header text for your bundle. Then you can change the color of your bundle or make a custom color. Then you can change the template design from royal to block to light or to prestige. I always use prestige. And then you can go to where it says offers, and then this is where you start selecting the different products that you want to add. So if you want to add an upsell, you add the upsell here. If you want to add the free gift, you add it here. So it's extremely easy to customize and set this up. Now, here's an example of the bundle that we made for an eyelash product. So you can see the offer, and you can also see the way it's been designed, and it's super easy, and you can add all these trust icons as well. And as soon as you've done, you click publish, and it's on your store. And it's that easy to make bundles with Rappi, and that's why I love it so much. The templates, the ease of use. It's a no-brainer to use it, guys, so make sure you start using it. Now let's go over what type of landing page should you use during the testing phase. So once you find a product as a dropshipper and you want to start selling it and you don't know whether or not it's going to do well, I'd recommend the standing landing page default for testing. Use this 90% of the time for testing, quick to build, simple, and gives you fast feedback, and the product converts easy. Now, the only thing that I'd say is an exception is always do A/B testing, duplicate the page, try a different offer, run different ads to the different pages, obviously based on the URL. That, in my opinion, should be what you should be doing. Now, the advertorial landing page is test if the product needs education. Now, if you're selling a very complex problem-solving product or a very high-ticket product, then you're going to need an advertorial to explain the benefit of the product and to justify explaining how to sell that product because it's expensive. Now, the quiz funnel is good for super high-ticket products or multi-use products. So if you're either one of those options and you're not sure what your consumer wants, then obviously a quiz is better because they can choose different options, and based on what they chose, they will get given the recommended product. So instead of you worrying about, well, I'm not sure if that's the right product for my user, using the quiz funnel is probably the best option because they're basically choosing based on what options they pick. All right, guys, so let me go over the different types of offers and why it's important. So why having a good offer is important. What different types of offers can you implement in your dropshipping and e-commerce stores? In dropshipping, the offer is more important than the product itself. A product alone is just an item somebody can find anywhere online. But the way it's packaged, the price, the bonus, the urgency, the guarantees, the bundles is what it makes it stand out. The best example that I always give people is when you buy a new smartphone, whether you're an Android user or an iPhone user, you're going to buy that iPhone or smartphone from wherever you're going to get the best deal or where looks the most appealing. Now, a very simple example could be that if you buy this iPhone or Android phone from this shop, you get a free phone case that's worth $50. Legitimately, it's worth $3. That's how much it cost them to buy it. But the perceived value is you get a free phone case. Now, another example could be that you get your first month for free when it comes to data usage, SMS. So that's another way to get people to want to buy a phone from this company versus this company. So that's the offer. It could also be that the first year that you own the phone, you don't just get manufacturer warranty, you also get accidental damage warranty included for free. So these are different ways that you can be better than the competitor and be more appealing. Now, another example could be a travel agency. If you're looking to book a holiday with this travel agency, but they don't offer any travel insurance or any extra benefits, you're likely to go to the travel agency that gives you free travel insurance, which costs them probably nothing because you won't ever claim on it, or very unlikely, and if you do claim on it, it's extremely cheap. Or they might give you a voucher at one of their restaurants that they recommend on the holiday destination. You can see how you can create compelling offers. So I gave you those two generic examples because I feel like they're the easiest ones for you guys to understand. A good offer increases perceived value, makes customers feel like they're getting more than they're paying for, and helps them beat competitors selling the exact same thing without a strong offer. Even the best ad creatives won't save you because shoppers will click but won't convert. Now let's go over the different types of offers. Number one, you've got discount offers, probably the easiest one for everyone to understand. This is the most common type of beginners. It's simple and gives you percentage off a fixed amount. You can see the offer there. It says save $37.98. So that's like the basic offer you can do. Now the next offer is your bundle offers. The more they buy, the more they save or the more they gain. Instead of selling one product, you package multiple products together for a better price. For example, buy two, get one for free, or complete the starter kit bundle. Bundles increase your average order value, your AOV, and makes it feel like it's more valuable. So you can see here the glowing bundle. The traditional bundle is the glow bundle, and then you got the Glowfo Facial bundle, and the total price is $51, but you're saving because it used to be on its own $71. Now, if we think about this logically, guys, every single day or once a week, you're doing this yourself. When you go to a supermarket or a grocery store, you're bundling your vegetables because you get a discount if you were to do it. So it happens every day, whether you see it or not or notice it, you are doing bundle offers. Usually it happens at grocery stores. If you buy this amount of fruit, you get this much off. Everyone pretty much gets done with bundle offers. Now the next one is going to be the free gift offers, and basically you're adding a small bonus product, accessories, or very low ticket items. Now an example could be that you get the extra flavor for free. So they've ordered 2 flavors, but you're going to give them 1 for free. Why? Because them ordering 3, them ordering an extra 2 still makes you more money if you give 1 away for free. Because remember, the perceived value is very high, but the actual cost of getting those goods is extremely cheap. So this only works well if the free gift you're giving is extremely cheap to give. You're going to make more money on them buying more because you're giving them that free gift. Then you've got the best of the best, which is the subscription or membership offers. Now, I like to implement this a little bit later, the testing phase. Once I know the product works and it's making me money, I like to implement this as soon as possible. For certain niches, turning one product into a subscription massively boosts long-term profits. LTV, which is long-term value, which is where you're going to make the most money. And you can see here 2 examples: buy 2, get 1 for free. And you can also see subscribe and save 40% off. Now let me get into the next phase, which is creating winning ads and how to do a testing strategy for Facebook ads and for TikTok ads. So this section is going to be all about how to create visuals that are going to convert with your offer and with your product in it. Now this is quite a big section, but we're going to break it down gradually. So we need to create the marketing creatives first before we even go over the Facebook and TikTok strategy. So let's move on here. And this is what we're going to work with. We're going to use AI to do a lot of the work for us. So AI is better than doing it manually because of speed and efficiency, and it can do objectives and pain points a lot quicker than what we can. So this is where AI is what I call acceptable. Now you've got this prompt here that you guys can use, which is you are an advanced marketing research creative strategist. Your task is to deeply analyze the product niche audience and create these following ad creation steps. Desired outcome, pain point, failed, stories, objections, and then you got build angles like avatar, demo, awareness level. So these are all the psychological points that create a compelling ad. So you're getting the AI to understand that's what you're after. Again, this is good prompt engineering. Now you can use Scopic AI to do this or any other AI model. It's down to you guys. Obviously Scopic AI is my choice, of course. So I would use Scopic AI. Now when it comes to scripting, I do like to use Claude because I feel like Claude is really good for scripting. And you can see this is a template for you guys to fill out beforehand. So you can copy this and fill it in. Product name, product type, target audience, biggest pain point, desired outcome, failed solutions, top 3 benefits, and then the common objectives. And then you want to add your discounts, your bundles, and your guarantees here. So you should already have these created and you can just slot them in. And then this is the Claude AI prompt. You are an expert direct response copywriter specializing in high converting scripts. And this is what you basically want to give it. Obviously, what you filled out here will then be added into this prompt. Now we've got all that information. Then we've got the different ad templates that you can create. You've got the problem and the solution and the PAS. You've got the hook that grabs the attention with relatable problems. You've got the pain that intensifies the frustration around that problem. You've got the solution, you've got the benefit, you've got the call to action. All of this is the creation of the template that you're going to create. This is called the IDA method, which is hook, interest, desire, and action. So these are all different ways people create winning ads in terms of the structure and the template. And I've even given you examples here for you guys to watch so you can see exactly this broken down. So when you watch the video, you can say, oh, I can spot this, this, and this because I've now explained it to you. Then you've got your testimonial storytelling. This is where you got the hook, which goes over the testimonial, the problem, the failed solution, the discovery, the benefit, the objection, and then the call to action. Then you got the educational or editorial framework, which is the hook, explain the problem, failed solution, introduce the product, the benefits, and then the offer. Now, the truth is, guys, you're going to want to use every single one of these templates, all of these style and templates for your creative. So every creative you test, you should have one of these templates. So you should have one creative per template. Now, the good news for you guys is once you've created the scripts and you understand the different templates, you can use an AI agent like GenSpark. So GenSpark can create you video ads just by giving it the prompts for each template. It will use all the best video AI tools out there and it will create them for you. Now, if you want to learn how to create winning video ads using AI or any of the methods, I'll leave them linked in the description. I've made so many videos on creating winning video ads, from images to videos, from videos to videos. So I've gone over it 1 million times, but this is the advanced research and template method. I'm going to leave a link to those videos in the description. And then this moves me on to my testing strategy. So this is the strategy that I follow when I test products every time on Facebook. You can see my testing campaign, the amount of budget that I use, the different ad sets that I've got, ad set 1, ad set 2, ad set 3, and ad set 4. And it explains exactly what goes into each ad set. Now, my testing structure is actually very basic, but I let my offer and creative do the work. In terms of the audience and the ad sets, it's not as important as it used to be. Facebook does majority of the hard work for you. The bit that Facebook can't do for you is your templates, your creatives, your scripting. That is where the hard work is now for you to do. Facebook ads now is actually very easier, and media buyers are getting extinct. Media buyers are people that run ads for you. They're going out of business because of how easy it is now. Facebook does the work for you. You just need to do this for yourself. Now, Scopic AI has got something which is really powerful. So once you're on the visual intelligence dashboard within the workflow, it gives you your success rate, your expected ROAS for the product that you're testing. And it also gives you an action plan. So you can see day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4. And you can see on day 4, it goes over the different TikTok ads campaigns I can create, the different checklists I can go over, and day 5 goes over killing and creating and scaling. So Scopic AI gives you the literal breakdown on how to launch your ads, how to optimize them, how to, go over all the ads correctly. And it even gives you your expected ROAS, your expected performance for the product. So instead of you guessing, it literally tells you what your ROAS could be, and it also goes over the risks involved and the kind of money you should see. But with that being said, guys, that does summarize all the different core phases of building a dropshipping store from $0 to $10,000 to $100,000 to $1 million to $5 million. These are all the core principles and phases you need to understand. Now, it's really important for you guys to get access to this Miro board and all the resources, because you're not going to understand straight away everything that I've just said. I've said a lot of things in this video, guys. It's been one of my most in-depth videos in a while, but you're going to learn it over time. And the problem with most dropshippers is because they see this as being such a big process, because this whole thing is a big process, a lot of dropshippers try and rush it because they're eager to get to the end of the process. Now, your job is to get really good at each phase and get better and better with it every time you launch a product. So every time you launch a new product, your goal is that every time you do it, you get smarter and smarter and better and better. The goal is not to master this in the first go. You're not going to master this in the first go, guys. It's going to take you a few iterations to get good at it. But the goal is to stick to this phase, to stick to this framework, and just get better with it over time. That is how we were able to do $0 to $5 million in just around about 2 years. Let me know if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like this on the YouTube channel.